what do we have? Boots. Bodos. When the time comes to face evil, the faithful are never alone. It looks like the hero painted. Nice. March of the Legion. Legion boots. Clever. +2 hour gems. Socket gems are supported by level 25 blessing. Okay. Increased armor and energy shield. Some all resist. And I assume this would probably go to up to 30%. Interesting number, 28% movement speed. Blessing support. Supported aura skills reserve your mana for a very short duration and grant their effect for a longer duration as opposed to reserving your mana and persisting indefinitely. Well then. That is interesting for MOM builds. That is very interesting for support build. I mean, not, well, I guess for supports too, but for MOM builds. I wonder if it has a cooldown. Because if it doesn't have a cooldown, that would mean that you can basically always keep the aura up as long as you reserve your mana for a tiny bit of time every time until the effect of the aura is taken off. But that's very cool design. Like, very cool. And you're playing Flask piano? Yeah. I really I assume they're cooldown. Yeah, me too, but that's... Man. It's actually, now that I think about it, it's gonna be, when reading the first comment, it's actually gonna be really annoying to needing to have the aura in your skill bar now. That's just like more key points. Oh my god. Boss coming up, focus, banner of all righteous, fire, all flask, blessing, oh god. Oh god, dude. Forgot the totem. Oh, never mind, it's a spell build. Never mind. Oh boy, dude. That is very interesting design, though. Very, very, very interesting design. I'm running out of titles for these. Stormbrand for EE. Synthesized Lapis Amulet. Purity of Fire has 34% reduced mana reservation. Wow. Wow. The fuck? It is an implicit? What? That's crazy. Oh my god. Shit like this is gonna make it, assuming no other massive changes, shit like this is gonna make it so that you can actually get auras for literally free. I mean, what? Well, free, as in no reservation. Excuse me, what the actual fuck is this implicit? Oh my goodness. What the fuck we have next? Okay. Fractured items often have one mod stuck in place, sometimes two, and rarely even three? Wait, what? Now, if those 3 mods are actually like good, that's a different story, but holy shit. I mean, even 2. I mean, even 1 is good, but imagine having like 2. Trapner confirmed. Wait, how? What does it? I don't understand. Somebody open this up for me. It's like life, ES, cold resist, armor, lightning. None of the items here. Oh, the name, Hey Trap. Yeah, of course. That's the hint. That's the subtle hint that Bex throws at us every now and then. Yep, that's it. That's the reading, I guess, above lines. But yeah. Alrighty then. Up to 3. That's pretty crazy. Anything else? Is it time for check GGG tracker? Let me know if I missed something. What is this? Does not provide a D2 style frozen upscale. Wait, is this like some Facebook memes that nobody knows about? Oh, oh shit. He really likes that. Okay then. Back to GGG tracker. Oh shit, I need to look. We need to fucking go all the Bex posts. Conan. Wait. GGG is confusing in the new skill description. Cone and wave isn't the same thing. Wave of Conviction is a new level skill that sends out a cone of force. A wave is a progression while a cone is a full shape. A wave can end up being a cone, but only if each subsequent wave remain in the pattern if they don't. Okay. You're assigning your own meaning to those terms which is not inherent in their definition, leaving aside that the correct term for this shape is a sector. A cone is exclusively a 3-dimensional shape, not 2. Okay, this is interesting. I like this. I like this slam dunk. Since I've already lost the office fight for the... Wait. Since I've already lost the office fight for the correct geometric terminology, Arias... How do you say this? Terminology. Is that? I don't know. Areas in the game are defined by their shape. They frequently spread the damage to things in that shape out over time, and that doesn't change what the shape is. Ice Nova's damage is still dealt in a circular area, even though it doesn't deal all the damage at the same time. Ice Nova damage is dealt in a circular area, even though it doesn't deal all the damage at the same time. Today I learn. Interesting. So spaces it out based on the distance from the player. Oh, so oh yeah, of course, yeah. If a mob is like literally right next to you, versus at the edge of the range, yeah, makes sense. The damage pattern of Crunchlam is directly equivalent to the skill. You seem to be trying to draw a distinction interval based on visuals. The fact that the spikes at one end of the damage are still visible at the same time as the other, which is not at all how anything in the game is or will be defined, because those have no bearing on the gameplay and indeed could be entirely different on a microtransaction version of the same skill. Both these skills deal damage to things in a sector I'm in a cone shape area, and both the deal damage at different times based on how far from the player each enemy is. If I walk in a square pattern, it's not wrong to call it that a square just because it wasn't at every point around the square at the time. That was an interesting read from Mark. Are these like old shit? I think this is, yeah, this is old shit. What is this? AoE radius should have 2 decimal places. Right now you have to open Path of Building to see if an AoE node increases your AoE. That's really dumb. All nodes should help you. No? Not necessarily. So I kinda understand it. Even if it only had 1 decimal place, it would be better. Pretty much all percent AoE increase, but yeah. However, you also have to consider that it might not make a difference. If mobs are centered on a certain integer unit, then I didn't remove all the... Yeah. Locations are absolutely integers, and that's entirely normal. I'd be very surprised if any game like this tried to use floating point math for that, because it's utterly unnecessary, making some very common calculations less efficient, especially in Pathfinder, which is bottlenecking a game with this many entities doing at once. It's actually liable to cause teasing because floating point calculations can result in different answers when run on different processors. Interesting. Integral locations on a small grid are better in pretty much every way for the game logic. Continuous floating point location can be layered on top of for display purpose, avoiding any jaggedness. This does not technically mean that modifying radius values by less. Less than 1 would have no difference though, since areas are actual circles, and thus the area fractional parts could be the difference between including or excluding certain locations at certain angles around the circle. But small differences would not be practical, notable in actual play anyway, so I would suspect the benefit from reworking all the relative systems would not just for the god. Man, I love reading these. Just like random, like super mechanical things. Whenever Mark has this. Hmm. Wait, questions thread. Again, Mark. If I have 7% chance to avoid being frozen, and then frozen, if I use test my freeze avoid chance to 100, will it remove the freeze since I'm not immune? Up. Without watching his response, no. Because at the time when he was frozen, you can't avoid something that was already done. It's not immune to be frozen, it's just 100% avoidance to be frozen when you have that. There is no immune threshold. No amount of chance to avoid being frozen can ever become equivalent to freeze immunity, because avoiding being frozen is inherently something which can only happen at the time you would be frozen. 100% chance to avoid being frozen is equivalent to be cannot be frozen. Both mean that no freeze can be applied to you. This does not do anything, the freezes were already applied. Feels good. Okay, and then everything else is, well, we have Chris, but everything else is from Bex. Basically, mainly memes. I like them. Let's go. Next time, please help me. What is this? Don't tempt me, Frodo. What is the context on this? Oh, I'm sure you can think something. Call the next league. Danny DeVito is the greatest actor that's ever lived. Lived. Oh god. Danny DeVito memes, I remember those. We had them for a while. Oh, wait, here. Oh, that's the Facebook shit. That's just the post, that's the post, that's the post. And then we have our boy Chris Wilson. Let's see. Oh yeah, here's by the way about the map tab thing, which I talked about in some video before. So map shuffles and map tab. So if you play in standard and they shuffle the atlas, then well you have to remove all the old maps before you can have the new maps in the tab. So people are like, can we get this like this as like a remove only and get like another like new tab? Okay, this is an ongoing topic of discussion internally, so we don't have any news to share at the moment. None of the solutions we have discussed so far are simple and clean. The last one we talked about was a way to bulk convert all the maps from an old series tab into current series, where it converts them to equivalent maps of the same tier, but the concern we had internally was that people actually wanted to keep their maps. Yeah. It will mean that when new expansion comes out, you take out whichever ones you want to specifically have for your old maps collection and then bulk convert the rest. I mean, this would solve the issue, I think. For those who really don't care about collecting their maps. Like, you know, like keeping the legacy maps. And here, so this is Tarky's video about, you know, Chris joining on Baeclast on Saturday. I think it's 7 a.m. UK time, I believe, so that it's a good time for. You know what? Let's just take the actual time. There must be. There's a timer. So here's the timer. So 1 day is 7 hours. So yeah, 7 a.m. London time. Where were we? Ooh. That is nice. Also, I guess I might just mention right now, but so on the same day as there's a Baeclast, I will be joining Faded Connections, which is a podcast that is hosted by Balor and Catmaster. And Steel is also gonna join, so it's gonna be me, Steel, Balor, and Catmaster. And that is 9 p.m. CET. Central, you know, European time, which is gonna be like, I think it's 10 p.m. my time. So that's like a good 12 hours after the Baeclast, so we have, you know, time to digest whatever Chris says on Baeclast, and we can talk about that and well then other things too, but obviously we are most likely going to be talking about something that was mentioned in the Baeclast. So yeah, I think that it was pretty much here for all of the news for today we had. I mean, we might had some news later because it's only like it's just like not even 1 p.m. yet in the New Zealand, so we might still get more news. But this was all the news that I'm checking now. Yeah. Hopefully we get the new Atlas this week. I would fucking really love to see the Atlas post. And once we get it, well, that's gonna be a couple hours of spending with the Atlas after again. Like last time.